This is the first of a series of very short videos designed to kind of fast track your understanding of rendering in passes, just using the default Maya render pass setup in the channel box. So what I have here is just what they call a beauty shot, which consists of a background, a ray trace shadow, the color pass of my sphere, and a specular highlight. It's called a beauty shot because it contains all of those elements in one render pass. And what I want to do is show you how to break those up so that you can composite them later. I'm going to jump ahead here to an After Effects file that has my rendered image in it, but you can see that I've broken this down into 4 different layers, and each one of these layers represents a different render pass. So I'm going to just turn these off one by one. That's the specular, this one is the diffuse, this one is the shadow, and finally we have the plane. So on a layer by layer basis, I can make some substantial changes, and it's a lot easier to make the changes on a layer than it is to just re-render your whole scene. So here I have my nice hard-edged ray traced shadow here, and it's black, and there's really not a lot of nuance to it. So within After Effects, of course, I can go into my standard transform attributes, and I can reduce the opacity of the shadow to make it a little bit less black and a little bit more pleasing. Further, I can go into my effects, go into the blur and sharpen filters, and I can add, for example, a Gaussian blur to this. So here I can increase the blurriness to give myself a nice soft edge to that shadow, and I can go pretty far with it. All right, so you know from rendering in Maya that high quality soft edge shadows tend to increase your render time. This is a very quick way of adjusting it. When I add the diffuse layer to that, now you can see that I've got that little soft edge shadow. Without the specular highlight, this looks like a Lambert material. But when I add the specular to this, then I can adjust the brightness and the contrast and so forth with the specular. If I look at my final render and I think, well, maybe my shader is the wrong color, it's the wrong hue, it's too saturated. Again, rather than re-rendering this whole thing, I can just open up this layer and go into my effects section. In the color correction area, I can go to my hue and saturation filters. There's a lot of different ways that I could do this. I can click on colorize here, just change the hue right on that layer without having to re-render anything. So this becomes really important when you're talking about doing animations. If I had 1,000 frames of this, that might take, maybe it was a complex animation that would take 10 minutes a frame to render, this can save me huge chunks of time. So in the next section, we're going to talk about how to break this up into the various layers, how to specify which layer you want, which pass you want, and how to name them properly.